Hello and welcome to today's presentation. My name is Bianca Staworski and I'm from Warida Wholistic Wellness. Some of you may know me by my previous training name, Empowerment for Riders. Just a bit of background about me. I am a trauma-informed counsellor, transformational coach, equine assisted psychotherapist and horse archery coach based here in the Adelaide Hills. So today we're just going to have a really short presentation, and what I'm going to do is share my screen so that we can, hopefully you've got that. I'm going to say goodbye and minimise my, my picture so we can just focus on the slides, okay? All right, so let's get moving. There is an increasing awareness within both Australia and globally of the benefits of people using equine assisted psychotherapy, which has been shortened to EAP, or equine assisted therapy as it's also called, as a legitimate therapeutic approach. With our country currently in crisis mode, with the extensive bushfires and a long recovery road ahead, in conjunction with Horse SA, I thought that it would be a fantastic opportunity to provide a short information session on how equine assisted psychotherapy can assist with the mental health side of bushfire recovery, specifically on how an equine assisted psychotherapist can work with your own horses to facilitate the healing. If you want to contact me, I've included my details at the end of the slide, and I really encourage you to just reach out. Okay. So, what is equine assisted psychotherapy, or equine assisted therapy, as it's sometimes called? Meg Kirby sums this up beautifully when she stated that it is a professional, innovative an experiential approach to counselling, psychotherapy and mental health that supports clients of all ages in addressing psychological processes and therapeutic goals, which are emotional, cognitive, behavioural, relationship and mental health related therapeutic goals, with horses as assistants, supports and co-facilitators in this process. It should be noted that as this is a therapeutic modality, it should only be offered by registered counsellors, psychotherapists, or registered mental health practitioners such as mental health social workers and psychologists. If the service is being offered by a non-mental health practitioner, then you would be accessing equine assisted learning. It should be noted that equine assisted learning is a completely different service to equine assisted psychotherapy. Trauma regulation and processing may be quick or significantly longer. To be honest, after losing my own house in a fire in 2007 and my entire property except my house in the Samson Flat bushfire in 2015, for me, it was probably around 5 months before that sinking, gut-wrenching feeling stopped every time I smelt smoke. I know many people that still have yet to recover from Samson Flat and the Cuddlick Creek fires, or other fires around the country would be exceptionally triggering for them. With entire communities affected, there will be a number of people where the retelling of their experience will reinforce that experience rather than alleviate it. That's why accessing early and consistent support is so important. In the next slide, I will discuss the benefits of how working with your own horse helps the EAP process. But for now, I'd just like to touch on utilising equine assisted psychotherapy to help with bushfire trauma. Please note again that some of this content and language may be triggering for you. It's quite likely that a number of you have been stuffing down or doing your best to shut off your emotions in these initial few weeks following the fire. Some of you may be thinking now is not the time to fall apart or feel as there are so many things to organise. I mean, I'm talking places to live, cleaning up the mess, trying to get the smoke smell out of your clothes, being strong for your kids and family, or maybe you're caring for burnt animals, or supporting your community as a whole. So these things do indeed need to be done. However, you also really need to care for yourself too. Potentially, you might also be worried if you start looking and touching into your inner world that your tears will never stop and it will overwhelm you. Those are all significant concerns. So it also is the building up of your emotions. For example, things like fear, guilt, sadness at loss, grief, anxiety, and potentially anger. You may actually be disassociated from your inner world and think that you are coping just fine. And it may only be in hindsight that you'll be aware that there were certainly signs that you weren't coping. So in conjunction with horses and a trained equine assisted psychotherapy mental health professional, you will be supported in a safe therapeutic space to focus on regulating your emotions, touch into and potentially explore your inner world and experiences. Horses, as we all know, are masters of awareness and emotional regulation. So, feedback from the horse can give us clues that we may not be coping as well as we think we are, especially if we are doing a fantastic job in shutting off our emotions, as some of you may very well be. Horses can enable you to develop a trust where it is okay to start sharing and exploring what your inner world is like. With the trauma of the bushfires being experienced so widespread and the recovery process barely started, it is perfectly timed to briefly explore how not only horses can help, but more specifically, how you can work with your own horses in conjunction with a registered counsellor, psychotherapist, or mental health practitioner. Firstly, not all equine assisted psychotherapists work outreach with other clients' horses. I do, and my reasons are: if the equine assisted psychotherapist travels to your property or agistment, there is an increased chance that people will feel more comfortable in their own surroundings and may reduce hesitation to access a service. I mean, ultimately, accessing a mental health service is scary, and it's and courageous to access. Now, also, there is possibly already a strong connection between the client and their horse. This can mean that if the client already feels safe and connected, then they may possibly move into a deep therapeutic space quickly, which can always be a benefit. And following the fires, this may also give people an opportunity to process their emotions, such as fear and anxiety, and possibly guilt specifically related to their horse and the bushfires, all while being in a therapeutically supported space. So you may find that you have some concerns about how you manage the fire, specifically related to your horse or horses, and this process can help. I mean, obviously, there's a caveat on this in that if you have a not necessarily comfortable connection with your horse, uh, or if your horse is injured in the fires, or struggling with returning back to regulation because of anxiety from fires or something like that, then it may be better for you not to work with your horse in this situation. But generally, I find that people find this a welcome approach when they're working with their own horses. and they just feel so much more supported by doing that. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this very short presentation regarding equine assisted psychotherapy with your own horses and recovering from the trauma of bushfires. This is likely a very confusing time and difficult for you at the moment. So if I could make any comments, it would be to be kind to yourself and commit to spending time on exploring your emotional health and mental well-being, your emotional healing especially. So if you have any questions at all, please contact me via email or visit my website and Facebook page, or send me a message through Facebook. And also, I know that, time is really critical at the moment for so many of you. So if you would like assistance in sourcing an equine assisted psychotherapist, you can either contact me for assistance, or I'll do my best to put you in contact with someone who's actually near you so that you can access the service on a more regular basis. Anyway, thank you again for taking the time to listen to this presentation, and I sincerely hope that that you're able to spend the time on healing. And I think that's really, really important, while at the same time supporting your community and being supported within your community. Anyway, thank you, and I'll say bye for now. So bye.